Hey friends, it is another mindset video series topic, and today I want to talk about something that is something that I think a lot of us have experienced, but not a lot of people really talk about. And this topic was one on my list, but I wanted to move it forward because just in the last several weeks, I've had multiple conversations about this topic with Coach Jody, with some people in the gym, also with some of our current clients. And I think it's just something that everyone has dealt with in some form, and that is body dysmorphia. And really what that is it's a struggle to really see yourself clearly, especially when you're going through a change like weight loss. I can't tell you how many times I personally have dealt with it, looked in the mirror and picked myself apart, or taken a photo and not wanting to share it, or, basically just sitting there picking out the flaws. And even at times when I'm in the best shape of my life, I at times couldn't see it because all that I could focus on were the parts of me that I wanted to fix. And, those are things that I was like, they're just not good enough, right? And, I know honestly that I'm not the only person out there that struggles with this from time to time. I think as women, we tend to struggle with it more consistently than men do. And I feel like our brains are just they're wired to focus on our flaws, especially if we've been hard on ourselves for a long time. And, for a lot of us, this is like a lifetime thing that we have done, is to really pick ourselves apart throughout our entire life. And that critical lens, it just becomes like something that's automatic for us. But here's what I want you to know. When it comes to this, you are allowed to love and appreciate your body while you're working on it. You don't have to think that it's in the perfect state, but you are able to love and appreciate it even when it's not where you want it to be, or when you're in the process of making progress. Kindness and progress, those can exist together. And so I want you to think about that. This week, I want you to try this exercise if this is something that you struggle with personally. When you look in the mirror, I want you to look for something that is an evidence of your strengths, something that you're proud of, maybe your efforts. And so this is not going to be your abs. This isn't going to be cellulite or stretch marks. This is going to look like something like, I am showing up for myself, or I am getting stronger. My arms are stronger. I'm proud of my body for being able to carry me through a hard week. Not just focusing on the physical aspects, but what your body has done for you beyond the physical form. And you don't really have to, think about it as like you're faking it or anything like that. But what it does is it changes the way that we self-criticize, and it changes the pattern of rehearsing that criticism. So if you're in a pattern where you're constantly picking yourself apart, what this is going to do is it's going to flip that, and it's going to teach you a pattern of focusing on the positives, focusing on the good things in your body. And so one thing that you can do is you can ask yourself, what is one thing that I appreciate about my body today? And something that it's done for me, not specifically how it looks. Because, if you think about life in general, what is more important, the way that your physique looks, or what your body is able to do for you in this life? It's not just a body, it's more than that. And, you really need to train yourself to think about your form in that way when you look in the mirror. So in the next week, if you find yourself struggling with this, or in any time in the future, just remember that tip of changing it to that positive thing of, what can my body do for me, or what is it doing for me that I'm proud of, or that is positive. Because we're all going through this life, and our body is amazing, just getting us from day to day and doing all the things that we do. Everyone should be proud of that. And we all have value in that. And it's beyond just the little imperfections that you're picking out. And, if you can focus on changing that narrative that you say to yourself, to those positive things that your body can do for you rather than picking it apart. You can retrain your narrative and, kind of help to break that cycle of the negative talk and focus on the good, because that's what we all want to do. We want to celebrate the amazing things that our bodies can do. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I know it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, and just know that me and Coach Jody, as coaches, we're here to support you. We understand that feeling that people go through, and we've all been there. And we want to be able to support you and help you work through it so that you can feel great about yourself no matter where you're at in your journey. All right, we'll check in with you next week.